When the power goes out, it's my time to shine. My wife is happy, the neighbors are jealous, and I'm sitting over here feeling like a boss. Right now, most of my house is not running off of the electric company. When the power goes down, I'll be the only one on the block with electricity. My laundry room has basically turned into a mini power station. And these two massive 16 kilowatt hour batteries is what is actually giving power to this house. This includes lights, refrigerator, internet, TV, all of the wall plugs, freezers, fans, and even my air conditioner window unit. Today I'm going to show you how I wired this together and made it happen. We have a 200 amp T-class fuse, we have AC input breaker, we have our Eaton critical load panel with fuses, our wiring coming in from our solar panel has an inline fuse, both of our massive batteries here have internal fuses, they also have breakers themselves, the batteries are water resistant and equipped with dust proof sealing, the batteries are lifted off of the ground here on wheels above the flood zone of this house, and there is an internal battery management system in each of these batteries that monitor, control, disable, and protect you from a catastrophic failure. Most people spend their entire lives depending completely on the electric company. Every month there's another electric bill, another increase, another power outage, another situation where you're pretty much dependent on them, and there ain't really nothing you can do about it. But systems like this are beginning to change that. And the crazy thing is the technology here has gotten way more affordable, and it's not as hard as you think to install a system like this. And there's plenty of YouTube videos out there that can show you how. Okay, so these Humsienk batteries, they're 314 amp hours at 48 volts. These batteries weigh close to 300 pounds a piece. The price of these batteries are very competitive, and the Humsienk batteries is another battery that has a great internal build. This battery is over 16 kilowatt hours, and with two of these batteries, it's equivalent to having 6 100 amp hour server rack batteries. The Humsienk battery here is not UL listed, which makes it a great candidate for off-grid systems or for using it as a DIY backup system at your house like I have. Without it being UL listed, you're not going to be able to feed power back to the grid. Now that's just normal if you want a battery that's about half the cost of a UL listed battery. And just because a battery is not UL listed does not mean that it's not a well-built battery. One of the things it does mean is that it has not filed and paid the money that it would cost to make the battery UL listed. So does it make it a bad battery? Absolutely not. Does it make it a dangerous battery? No. A battery with a bad build is what will make a dangerous battery. Now in this system here, we're using the Sungold SBH6548P, and this is a 6500 watt inverter, and it is UL listed. It's UL 1741 certified. That assures that the inverter meets necessary safety standards to connect to the grid. But this system here is not connecting to the grid. This is a system that's actually trying to get away from the grid. This inverter is actually a great price, running under $1,200. We're using a nice set of 600 amp bus bars here from Signature Solar, and they're about $59. Our breaker box here that we used was about $100. The power from this inverter powers up this breaker box, and then the wiring from the house is ran into this breaker box, and that's what's actually powering the house. A 200 amp T-class fuse right here is about $30, and it's not very hard to acquire off Amazon. The breaker box and all of this conduit came from Lowe's. These batteries ordered from Humsienk took about 5 days to get here, and it was free shipping. This company gave me a special code, and you'll be able to get these batteries a lot cheaper with that special code. I'm using 4,000 watts worth of solar panels on my roof, and it seems to manage this system in this house very well. Now don't get me wrong, I would like to have double that amount of solar panels, because on cloudy days we do sometimes have issues. I've been running and testing these Humsienk batteries now for over a month, and I have vigorously cycled these batteries down and up, and back down and up, and I've had these batteries all the way down to 0%, but they've never shut off. The sun came out in the nick of time and started charging the batteries back up, so I did not have to supplement them with any grid charge. But yeah, not bad. These batteries have been maintaining this house for over a month. What's crazy, on a cold day I have seen 4,200 watts on 4,000 watts worth of solar panels. Now it seems to be hovering somewhere around 3,000 to 3,200 watts max. It just depends on the time of the year and how cool your solar panels are and the position of the sun. Now let's talk about the part that's had everybody freaking out lately, battery safety. After a recent video started circulating lately on YouTube, a lot of people suddenly think that every lithium battery is a ticking time bomb inside your house now. And that's just not the case. But here's the problem. Most people are throwing all lithium batteries into the same category. These batteries are LiFePO4 batteries, not lithium polymer batteries. And they're not the same chemistry used in a lot of the fires that people have read about online. Can lithium batteries fail? Yes, anything electrical can fail. If it's abused, damaged, or improperly installed, overcharged, or even built cheaply. But guys, a setup like this has multiple layers of protection built into it. We have our 200 amp T-class fuse. We have breakers in various places. The battery itself has breakers. We have internal fuses in the battery. We have a battery management system here inside of the battery. It monitors the cells right here 24/7. You have overcurrent protection. You have low temperature protection, high temperature protection. You have an automatic shutdown protection and multiple disconnection points all throughout the system. These batteries are mounted above the flood zone and protected from moisture by design. I do not think that there is one person that has perished from a DIY LiFePO4 system installed in their house. I'm not saying that it would not be safer to put equipment like this in an outdoor shed. I have a system like this in an outdoor shed on my off-grid property. But what I'm telling you is that it's not always practical. It would be much safer to put your propane stove out the back door and do your cooking outside. But again, it's not practical. And as long as the stove is installed right and the safety features on the stove are in place, you're not going to have an issue. Anyways, that's my 2 cents on the safety. I'm not an electrician. I'm just someone that has installed many DIY systems like this. I've done a lot of research. I have watched a lot of videos and I've done my homework. I'm just like a lot of you guys that are watching this video. Now let's get back to the total cost of a system like this. And then I'm going to show you what it actually powers in this house. All right, our 2 Humsienk batteries here are $21.85 a piece right now. That's always subject to change. So if you want them for a low price like that, you might ought to jump on it as quickly as possible. Our 6500 watt Sungold inverter is about $1,200. And remember, this does 120 volt and 240. Our $59 bus bars here, about $30 on our T-class fuse. Our breaker box ran me about $100, and then about another $60 for the conduit and the little pieces here. The wiring that went to the inverter was about another $40. Then we have our solar panel wire here. That was about $129 for this 10 gauge wire. I have 10 solar panels outside, and right now I've seen 390 watt solar panels for $92 each. So 10 of those would run you about $920. Each of the Humsienk batteries will come with its own wiring to go to the bus bars, but you may have to buy a little bit of 2 gauge wire here to go to the Sungold inverter. That ought to run you about $60 for a short run like this. And yeah, that's just about it. I bought a 40 amp breaker down here in this box. That way I could back charge the batteries through the solar inverter here in case the solar panels couldn't keep up or keep the batteries charged. Let's say like on a rainy day or something like that. The prices of those breakers will vary, but I think that one was about $30. And we can't forget about the solar disconnect that I have outside next to the solar panels. That will let you disconnect the power from the solar panels going to the inverter at any time you need to. A disconnect switch like that should run you around $30 to $40. The prices like this are not crazy. They're not ridiculous when you're building a system like this yourself. So for a complete system like this, with all of this equipment, batteries, inverter, wiring, 10 solar panels, you're looking right at $7,000. So this is another great system with great products that we've built here. So I just wanted to show you real quick, our Humsienk batteries are sitting around 96%. We're pulling out about 6.6 amps on each battery. I've turned on all the lights and everything in the house that the system runs. That way you can get a closer look at it and see exactly what it's doing. The best way for me to show you what it's running is to go into the main breaker panel here and just shut off the 200 amp main breaker. Now, as you can see, just about nothing in the house has quit. Nothing's quit running. So everything in here is still going. Everything in here is still going. Fans and lights, more fans and lights. Of course, the TV, internet, front and back porch lights. My air conditioner window unit. Of course, lights here in the hallway, the bedroom, the bathroom, fans. And yeah, guys, pretty much everything that I consider essential. So there it is. Tell me what you think.